What's going on, Average Tech Guy here. Today we are back with more tech and more reviews, and this time we're coming with a brand new phone, and it is right here in my hands. This is the all-new Google Pixel 5, and today we're gonna be checking it out. Let's go.
For old time's sake.
So I've actually had my hands on this phone for a little while, and I wanted to give you guys some feedback and tell you exactly what I liked about it and what I did not like about it. So first off, let's start with the specs, price, all that good stuff. Now, this phone only has two variant colors. It comes in the black and it comes in this mint green color that I have right here. It's gonna run you about $699. It has 5G network capabilities. It's water resistant. Wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, has a 4080 milliamp hour battery, 8 gigs of RAM, 120 gigabytes of storage on here. And that's the only version that they have. It only comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, no expandable memory. It's a 6-inch full HD OLED display, and they call this the smooth display, and I will say this is smooth. It either runs at 60 or 90 hertz. I cranked mine all the way up to 90 hertz, and it's buttery smooth, no issues whatsoever. Has a 12 megapixel dual shooter on the back. So first off, we're gonna talk about the user experience. Now, one of the things that I did not like about this phone is that if you don't have a case on it, it is very slippery in your hand. That's like the first thing that I picked up on. As far as the price goes, $699 for a flagship. I mean, you really can't beat that. What the flagships are now going for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. So you can't beat it. $699 is a decent price. It kind of reminds us of what we used to pay for a cell phone. This phone actually feels like the phone that the average consumer is basically going to be using. The screen is a full HD screen. It's a 90 hertz display. It's super smooth, super fast, super responsive. The colors are nice and vivid. Everything really looks good on this, and it's not overkill. They're not throwing the whole kitchen sink with specs or anything like that. They're giving you exactly what you need where you need it. So as far as screen goes, big thumbs up for the screen, Google, at that $699 price point. And then if we move on to that camera. Now, front-facing cameras, I don't take a lot of selfies, but the front-facing camera on this one is still a really good camera. And then you have the 12 megapixel as well as the 16 megapixel ultra wide that rests on the back. Now, pictures are always a big topic when you come to your Google Pixel device. That's mainly what most people buy this device for, is the awesome camera. And this one is not a letdown. It's still gonna get you those nice crisp photos. And then with that ultra wide lens, you're gonna be able to grab many group photos and get tons of pictures. As I'm throwing some up, you'll be able to see them, but tons of things that you can actually work with this camera. Big thumbs up for that camera, Google. And then your battery life, I mean, that's like one of the main things people are gonna wanna know about a phone. Number one, you gotta know the price, you gotta know if the screen is any good, you gotta know about the battery life. And we'll talk about the sound in just a while, but battery life is key. And this thing is gonna get you all day battery. Even if you're using the 90 hertz refresh rate, you have your screen on the like a moderate brightness level where you can actually see it with no issue, you're still gonna get all day battery. So that 4000 milliamp hour battery really comes in handy. Then you actually have the reverse wireless charge. So if you got your Google Buds just hanging out and they may be a little low on power, you're just gonna drop them on, no issues whatsoever. It's gonna power that device up and it's still gonna leave you with some battery, and you can actually set this to basically stop charging another device at a certain percentage. So that's one thing I really appreciated about this device and its charging capabilities. And then the form factor, 6-inch screen, no issues out of me with that. 6-inch is is decent. Like most people are saying, oh, I need the bigger, longer phone, but just using this one, like fitting it into my pocket, the slim form factor, the ability to just basically not even know it's in my pocket. Like sometimes I literally legit thought I lost it, it's in my pocket. Didn't know where it was, it's that slim, it's that light. So form factor, functionality is great, it's awesome, can't say enough about it. And then Google actually has some accessories with these. Now, I'm a big case fan. I love cases, and I probably will bring you more case videos. But Google has its own brand of casing that you can actually pick up to match this phone. Now, the case is made out of a fabric material, and then the actual buttons are different tones so that you get just a little bit of flair while you're using this device in one of Google's cases. And not to mention, a lot of case companies out there have their own flair about their cases. So like I said, stay tuned for that, because I'm sure that I may have more videos coming of more cases for this device. And when you talk about speakers, if you're looking at a phone with a $699 price point, you may say speakers are not going to be that good of quality, and you may even say that at that price, because we've gotten so used to the $1,000 smartphone, you may say at that price this whole phone can just go in the trash. But this thing is actually a decent contender. I mean, the sound on this is it's pretty good. I have absolutely no issues out of the speakers. Only problem is the volume control is a little low. Like, I got a good size hand, so when I'm using the actual volume rockers, I have to basically shift my whole dynamic of my hand. And if you have decent sized hands like I do, you may run into that same issue. So from the screen to the camera to the form factor to the speakers to that $699 price point, I say that Google has made a very acceptable device. Now, it's not gonna have all the bells and whistles that some of our other brands that we may have, but this thing can hold its own in its own category. I see nothing wrong with this, and like I say, from the beginning to the end, the average consumer, this is the average consumer's flagship phone. It's not too fancy, it's not too out there, not too many features that you're not going to use. It's just the right package for just the right consumer. A lot of phones that we deal with right now, such as our Samsung phones and our Apple phones, this one falls like smack dab in the middle. There are a lot of features on these higher end spec smartphones that we're not using, we're not taking full advantage of, and we're being charged for those features. I feel that this phone basically breaks everything down, puts everything right there that we need in our hands. I feel that this phone actually gives us exactly what we need, exactly what we want, puts it all in one package, and leaves out all that bloat. And like I said, we're getting charged for all those different upgrades and different features and functions, and we're not even taking advantage of them. So this one is straight to the point, clear, clean cut. It's a great phone in my book. Also has a fingerprint scanner on the back, and nothing else like all that fancy stuff. You got the fingerprint scanner, you can easily get on, you can use that to pay, you can do whatever you need to do, but basically that's it. This is the phone. This is what you're gonna get. So two separate variants, black and this green, and it only comes in 128 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, and is no expandable memory on this device. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out. This has been my take on the Google Pixel 5. This is the average consumer's device. Now, until next time, be sure and give me a big thumbs up. Please subscribe. Average Tech Guy out. Peace.